Hi, I'm Gail and welcome to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Today we're going to make a recipe from a recipe book I really enjoy, and it's Guilt-Free Desserts by Kelly Herring. Now, she has some awesome desserts. This particular one I have not made yet, so I thought I would do it with you and we'll see how it turns out. I actually have never made a souffle before, so this is a chocolate souffle. We're going to make 4 servings of it in little ramekin dishes, and the nice thing is it's only 4 net carbs per dish, per serving. So let's get started and I will show you how to make it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, in her recipe book, everything is organic. She is totally healthy, but you sure can make it without being organic also. So I personally am just using regular stuff, and that's up to you as to what your choices are with that. So we're going to get this to melt. So my butter is melted. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of erythritol. Now with my erythritol, I put it in my Ninja blender and I make it into a powder form, because I find it works so much better when you're cooking with it to have it in a powder form. So we're going to let that get dissolved also. And I have a 1/2 teaspoon of stevia extract. Now this, what I did was I measured it out and it worked out to be approximately 16 drops of stevia. And I find this is what I use here, and I find that I have to keep a Kleenex underneath. You have to be so careful when you're opening up the lid, because a lot of the stevia is on the outside of the tube, so you seem to make it go overflow onto this outside of the bottle. So be very careful when you're using it, because you don't want to waste it, and it's really a strong sweetener. So we're just going to work at stirring this to get the little lumps out, dissolved from the erythritol. And then we're going to add 4 tablespoons of cocoa. Now she also uses organic cocoa. The one I use is Fry's, and it's 2 carbs per 2 fibers, so it's 0 net carbs. It's quite pasty, and the next step we're supposed to do is add in a 1/2 cup of milk. Now I did go by the instructions. I would have thought maybe I should have, before I got it all pasty like this, I should have maybe put the milk in so that it didn't go the way it did. So now I'm going to try and whisk this to get it dissolved. So we're going to just turn the heat down, and I'll keep whisking till I get all of the chocolate and the milk dissolved. Okay, that took me a couple of minutes, but I highly recommend that when you put the products together, you put the milk in with it, because you saw how it went all pasty with the cocoa and the erythritol and a little bit of butter. So I totally recommend that you add the milk right away, and then you won't have the mess that I just had. And it took me a couple minutes to get all the little lumps out and get it dissolved. So now we're going to shut the oven or the burner off. We're going to set this aside, and we're going to work on our eggs. Now I've taken 4 eggs and I separated them. So I have my yolks here. My hands are full here. I have my yolks in the one bowl, and I have my whites in this bowl. So I'm going to take my mixer and I'm going to start mixing it, and while I'm doing it, I'm gradually going to add in 2 tablespoons of erythritol. So I like to get it a little fluffy first, then I start adding in my sweetener. I'm just going to add a little bit in at a time. So there you can see they're in peaks. So I'm just going to turn this on and see if I can get some of it off. And I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to bring over my chocolate mixture here. Now, question is it really hot still, or is it cooled down enough? Now to me, that's cooled down enough that I have my 4 egg yolks that I am going to gradually put in and stir at the same time, because I don't want it to cook, because if it cooks, I've got scrambled chocolate and we do not want that. So we will just whisk this in with my spatula. And I must have had it cool down enough because I don't see scrambled chocolate. There we go. Looks lovely. Now sometimes this is where I have trouble. I'm going to bring in my egg whites and I am to fold the chocolate into the egg white. It's kind of hard to do it when I've got one hand in the spatula and one hand holding the pot. So I'm just going to take and use my spatula and try and get it all out of my pot. The chocolate smells absolutely delightful. So now I'm just going to take it and I'll fold it. And I'm going to fold it till I don't see the white anymore. And I'm going to use 4 ovenware dishes, my ramekin dishes. There, that looks lovely. So I've got my 4 dishes here. I've just got it on my cookie sheet. I don't know, it looks like I got a lot more than 4 in here, but we're just going to take the a tablespoon and I will start filling them. So I do think I have way more. I'm not exactly sure how full to fill them. I'll fill them up a little more. And hopefully they don't run all over. That's why I put the cookie sheet on the bottom, just to be safe. And because I thought I might need more dishes, I did... Oh, I'm slopping it all over my cookie sheet here. I did put a couple more out. So I got 6 out of that, and I'm just going to wipe off the bottom of my pan because I did spill some and it's just going to burn on the bottom and it's going to be stinky in my kitchen and I don't want that. So I've got the oven set at 350 and they are to bake for 20 minutes. So I'm going to put them on the middle rack. Well, I'm quite impressed with this dessert. It did sink in the middle after, but I think they all do that anyway. You need to let it cool down a little bit. But I just thought it would be really nice just to put a little bit of whipped cream on the top because it's fairly low in carbs also. So let's give it a little try. I can't put too much in my mouth because you've seen how I've done it before. So there it is there. Very nice. I'm impressed. It's a very light dessert. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So it's from the recipe book, Guilt-Free Desserts by Kelly Herring. Now this chocolate souffle, because I ended up having 6 dishes of it instead of 4, it works out to be about 2.6 net carbs, which is awesome. I think you guys should give this a try. It's lovely. The temperature was right. The time was right. I didn't overbake it, underbake it. I think it's really, really good. So you'll find a link below of the video to look at her cookbook, or if you go to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com, you will see her cookbook on the side of my site, and you can check it out there also. So you take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.